I asked Pope. And the Pope, silence. Then one of his lieutenant, one cardinal, responded me, no. Moral ethics must be based on religious faith. So the Quebec, now they try to find secular ethics not based on religious faith. So they carry some kind of teachers training. I think few weeks. So they invited me, give some talk. Then my usual sort of thinking, I give some talk like that. So you see, there's some initiative coming in from this area. So I think so while we Asian, or another sort of thing, one occasion, a scientific sort of meeting, I think at least around 10 years ago, one meeting, there are some Japanese scientists, one lady participated. The first day, second day, that Japanese lady remained silent, no comment, no give comment. The third day, she mentioned, she feel we Easterner, see, we have some sort of material which Western scientists carry examination, investigation. But we ourselves, no ability to investigate. Investigation. But this time, she mentioned, but this time, after 2 days, she observed, now we Easterner also have the ability to investigate. She mentioned, I think we Asian, usually, you see, we carry our own sort of religious sort of teaching, not much sort of investigate, not much sort of questions. I think we should change that. As I mentioned earlier, Chinese traditionally follower of Nalanda tradition. And those other Asian countries which follow the Pali tradition. You also the basis of all these sort of, investigation. All these is based on, like I mentioned, Four Noble Truths, these things. So therefore, I think, at least we Buddhists, I think should now develop more questions. And in order to develop questions, skepticism is very necessary. We should not have blind faith. We should have more skepticism. More skepticism brings question. Question brings investigation. Investigation brings answer or find answer. Just blind faith, it should be a Buddha state or my teacher state. Then stop, no further investigation. So I want to again recite that sort of special sort of quotation of Buddha. O my follower, bhikshus, scholars, should not accept my teaching out of faith, out of devotion, but rather out of thorough investigation and experiment. That's a very scientific way. Clear? Again, I think about 40 years ago, at the beginning, my thinking seriously, the dialogue with modern scientists. Then that time, one American lady who actually married one Tibetan, sort of Tibetan. So I mentioned you see, that lady about my sort of desire to carry some serious sort of dialogue or discussion with modern scientists. Then she told me, oh, be careful. Science is a killer of religious faith. Then I thought, no, Nalanda tradition and Buddha himself, every encouragement, give every encouragement to further investigation, even Buddha's own word. Therefore, we have liberty to investigate. The modern scientist also, you see, investigation. Both, we Buddhists, through investigation, mainly using logics and inner experience. The scientist investigation based on instrument and mathematics, like that. So different way of approach, but both investigate what's the reality. Up to now, science mainly physical things, which can measure and can rely third person. The certain subject which we Buddhists investigate, these we cannot sort of cannot involve third person, but mainly subject experience, like that. So there are some little differences, but nowadays among the scientists also now begin to develop interest about mind, about emotion, because this is very, very crucial for health, for healthy society, healthy family. Clear? And including one sort of question, nowadays in modern society, a lot of sort of the mental crisis. Actually, under sort of beautiful as a surface, underneath some sort of moral crisis, some mental crisis, already there. So look, Japan, materialistic education, highly developed, but a lot of suicide among students. And Singapore, how many? Suicide? Not much. Huh? Some. Recently, I was in Ladakh. I was told previously in Ladakh area, no cases of suicide. But nowadays, among the students, some suicide now happening. So materialistic development, more sense of competition. Through that way, sort of more desire, more ambition. Through that way, there's some crisis here, like that. So our mind not well balanced. So like that. So then last question.
How to increase courage to take on the suffering of others when practicing exchange of oneself for others?
As I mentioned earlier, the wisdom side, more holistic sort of view, is very essential. Otherwise, if you look, you see, out of compassion, you're really taking serious sort of concern about, for example, on patient. Look, you see, very seriously sort of concerned about that. Then days, weeks, months, then sometimes you yourself, so also they exhaust, right?
No, feel exhausted.
Complete exhaustion, like that. Or, other hand, sometimes you see no longer sort of compassion, but feel something you treated one mission, like that. So, such case, I think we should have the more holistic sort of view. Things, those things which can handle, yes, we do. Some beyond our sort of ability, then accept that reality.